flashback.
All right, Mr. Thomas, how about a slam dunk contest? Hey, Mr. Dye, anybody can do that.
End of flashback.
That sound like a man you see on TV.
Oh, Coach, we appreciate you taking time on a very special day before one of your special athletes. Coach Carkin, you have dedicated a couple years into this young man, Mr. Dye, who we have honored as our Millington Star Athlete of the Year on the boys' side. We've been doing this for 20 years, and we had the decathlon champions, we had standout basketball player, but it's rare we get that combination in both. And you saw something special in him from day one when you walked on the Millington campus. What's the first impression when you think of Mr. Dye?
Generational talent. It goes back to probably about 8th grade. It did not start just at Millington. His first day running track, we had a track meet. He didn't even know he was running track. I signed him up just because my friend was the head coach.
Okay.
He went out. He won the 400 meter that day.
Wow. Did he even know he was going to run?
He did.
And
he actually ran in a pair of basketball shoes.
Wow.
So
Wow. He's only gotten better since then.
a lot better.
What are some of the events you put him in?
My favorite for him is the 400. That's probably his least favorite.
That should be everybody's least favorite.
Right.
It's a distant race that's a sprint.
Correct.
Man, it's the toughest race in track.
If you think the 400 is a distance event, you're gonna lose. You have to get out of the gate running.
Wow.
He's had a lot of success jumping, so I told him keep jumping far. You don't run the 400. If you don't jump far, you run the 400.
Incentives.
Right.
So, and I guess the question I just asked you was kind of a stupid question because he is the 2025 decathlon champion in the state of Tennessee for his classification. So that means he does at least 10 events.
Correct.
So what's his strongest event on those 2 days, and which one that we gonna just what's his weakest?
I think for him, pole vault. We don't have a pole vault set up at Millington.
Yeah.
But being the athlete that he is, he was able to train off-site, maybe 1 or 2 practices before we went to the decathlon. He did have to compete in at least one pole vault event this season, and he had to score a minimum of 7 feet, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for someone that doesn't pole vault, it could be nerve-wracking. But he overcame that, and I think he actually vaulted about 8.5 feet.
Wow.
So next year we're shooting for 10.
Wow. Okay, you want to get some major points in that.
Correct.
How special is that achievement? I think we had Christian Perez up at Mumford winning. So not that saying people getting desensitized to it, but how special is it to win a decathlon? To try to explain to the people out there, this ain't nothing you can just wag your finger at. This is a special achievement.
It's a huge achievement. Once in one aspect for an individual achievement, but also it gives you 10 points for your team towards your state title.
Yes.
So that was our main focus on going into the decathlon. We knew it was going to be mentally challenging. You're doing 10 events in 2 days with minimum rest. And what was special about him, he did it coming off an injury.
Wow.
He tweaked the back of his knee in the sectional semifinals. So he did a lot of training, a lot of rehab, and he was able to toughen up and battle through it and actually win the decathlon. So that was huge.
Yeah, and win it convincingly. Wow.
Correct.
That is huge. When I talked to him about his achievement, first thing he noted was we got 10 points before we headed into the second part of the stage, which is the individual/team competition that's in the final week of the spring fling. And I was like, wow, that's his mindset. We got points. He knew about Greenville and all this stuff. I guess somebody had been keeping him abreast on everything. And he said he has that team first attitude. Talk about how wonderful it is that you can work with such a talent, but he sees the bigger picture.
Well, the best teams are player-led, and we got about 6 guys that probably could lead any team in West Tennessee, but everybody knows that Dye is heading the charge.
Wow.
But you could take any 6 of those guys and lead any team in West Tennessee, and they will be successful.
Wow. And not only in West Tennessee National Championship.
Correct.
He's been a part of that. Talk about the summer, how that's been going.
Man, that was exciting. We went down to Adidas Nationals, and in Greensboro, North Carolina. So about a 10-hour drive, but it was worth it. Those 4 young men, you know, they achieved the standard far beyond what many could imagine. You know, it's one thing to be good in your state, but to go out of town, and I think it was 225 teams in that event. So to come out as #1, set a PR, a new school record, you know, that's a pretty big achievement.
You know the Memphis area don't take credit for it, but that's Millington, Tennessee being represented right there. And the thing that jumped out to me, I think we have a video in our archive when I did one of my little crazy West 10 media intros, and I saw this sophomore who could just flat out fly on the basketball court. And you saw that same as the coach on that team. And I said, would you do this portion right here? He said, okay. And on the first try, it does a windmill dunk, and I had to deliver the line, oh, anybody can do that. No, you can't. So, but I think I did a good job of delivering that line. It was a lie. But I was like, wow, this kid is special. And he has gifts on the court. Talk about the basketball player. A lot of people, and he's maturing on the court as well. We see him turn a corner this past year, having that team win a district championship.
For Tayshaun, it's no such thing as an easy day. He's expected to be a leader on the basketball court. He's expected to be a leader on the track. He gets it the toughest in both worlds. On the basketball court, you got to be the leader. You get out to the track, you have to be the leader. So he doesn't get any days off. This entire summer, he's had what we call tour-a-days. He'd go to his USATF team's practice, and then he would have to take about a 30-minute break and get to basketball practice.
Wow.
So he hasn't had much of a summer.
Wow. Well, I think he's investing into something bigger. The colleges are taking notice. So part of that's part of the blessing that's coming from his hard work. But talk about the young man. When he lands his landing spot in the near future, what type of person will this college, university get?
From a track aspect, I think they'll get at minimum a 27-foot jumper, and that would be huge. You think about it, he's doing this in a young man's body. His body is not through maturing. His body is not through developing. And then he's going to get with a coach. As much as many people may think I know, I don't. He's going to get with somebody that does this for a living, and that person is going to be able to take him to new levels. So I think the sky's the limit for him, and whatever college he lands at, man, they're getting a stud.
Yeah, but you get the blessing of enjoying him for one more year. What's the goal for his senior year? And will we be back in 2026 of him receiving this award?
I think he should. For him, it's state or bust. Come on, you're on camera now, man. Stop.
You gotta stay now to the end.
For him and me, it's state or bust. And I think that's for the whole team, not just Dye. As much credit as Dye gets, we got about 5 kids that'll be signing a scholarship. And not to take away from Tayshaun from this day, but he's got to give me between 45 and 50 points.
Okay. And
then those other 4 kids, they got to add on to that. Okay. So like I said, if we get another state runner-up, respectfully, it won't be an interview talking about their accomplishments because it'll be a failure.
Okay, so you're just going to walk away from me and I'm just going to have to...
I'm going to tell you, remember back to our interview, it was state or bust. They don't deserve any recognition.
Okay, I can pull this video up and archive it, but that gold plaque, not the silver, the gold, it's the gold.
Yes, the gold.
Well, Mr. Dye is going to be a huge part of that, and hey, you have done wonderful work with him, and because I think, for me on the outside looking in, I can tell when a coach is going through the motions. I can tell when a coach has a routine, but I also can tell when a coach cares.
Correct.
And when they pour in that extra bit of dedication and motivation, because they're like sons to you, and I can definitely tell with your team that you have cultivated that type of relationship, and Mr. Dye as well. So I think that's why you're sitting here in this chair today, talking about a young man that you see as a son. Is that fair to say?
Yes. I've probably known Tayshaun since he was 3 years old. For Tayshaun, it's more than an athlete. You know, I truly care about his future. So.
Wow, well, thank you for sharing part of this special day, and we'll be back with the honoree.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hi, it's Tom Sells Jr. back with the 2025 Male Athlete of the Year for the Millington Star. We've been doing this for 20 years, and you know, I guess you wasn't even born yet. Man, I'm feeling pretty old right now. But I've seen a lot of special ones come through, and especially wearing the black and gold. But Mr. Tayshaun Dye, you are definitely one of the best I've seen, and so it's definitely an honor here today to present this award to you. How does it feel to be Male Athlete of the Year?
it's a great accomplishment. You know, a lot of people don't get a chance to be something like this, so you know, I'm just thankful to be able to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm going to record it because I like to get two birds with one stone. So the legacy. If you look in the hallways of Millington High School, Tausean Holmes, Mr. Football, he's won this award. Mario Justice, one of the greatest leapers people have ever seen, he's won this award. You know what? We missed out on George Odum, who's in the NFL now. So a lot of great athletes have come through those hallways, and you do a lot of what they've done. You know, George went to state in track 200, 400. Their leaping ability. Mario Justice might be your only rival. Just God-given gifts. Is it hard work? Why are you so special up now?
Well, for one, it is God-given gifts, generational talent, but even with that, you still can't progress. You can't get better without the hard work that you put into it. So, an average male probably could jump a 21 to 22, but a talented average male could jump farther than that within work and dedication to it, and, you know.
So, Coach kind of alluded to this in his interview. What's a typical day for you?
Track practice, and then after track practice, basketball practice.
Wow. Most teenagers are playing video games or on their phone or finding some stupid TikTok to record or this and that. Why are you so dedicated?
Honestly, I'm just trying to make a living to where, like, I can live and be financially stable without, you know,
so you
having to worry about not having it.
So you do see a bigger picture. What's motivating you, I guess, in your everyday life? Are there some people that motivate who you want to take along with you on this journey?
My family. The people that's been with me since day one. And I wanted to give my little brothers a better lifestyle than what they have. Even though it's perfectly fine, it's great, but I want to, you know, show them the world outside of Memphis.
Wow. So, man, so the people who are lined up against you, going against you, gotta understand it's a young man that has a goal in front of him. Wow. When did you realize that you had this dream, this goal?
Honestly, it's been in my head, but I never really truly went into it until like my junior year. I was like,
the light bulb clicked last year.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this the time. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I need to come home with it. It's time to go.
Wow. So
yeah.
So you gotta have some special people in your life. You know, talking to your mom, she's very proud of you. She made time in her busy schedule to come be a part of this moment. How did she help you get here today? This motivation.
My mom, she's everything. You know, she do a lot of things behind the scenes. She do a lot that sometimes, you know, it hurts her to have to do certain things, and she get up when she tired. You know what I'm saying? She makes sure that we good, we eat. You know, all the hard things she do. Sometimes she don't be able to make it to a track meet, and it hurts her. But what she do is she'll get somebody to record it, and she'll be cheering, you know, from there, or she'll be on somebody's Facebook Live and cheering and watching from work or whatever.
Wow. Now, here's the funny thing. I got to share this story with everybody. The female athlete of the year, Kayla Jones, she's recorded video for him to get back. And so when she saw that you, her male counterpart, she's like, oh, he deserves it. And I got video of this and that. So that connection. So Mumford and Millington are not always rivals. That connection is, you know, but a lot of people are seeing your special gifts and talents. And the investment that your coaches have made, being privy to Millington, you had two different styles of coaching. There's Coach Jewel Gates, old school, you know, grinded, father figure type. And then you go to Coach Cochran, who's going to make you work, but he seems more, you know, like, you know, he'll put his arm around you.
Right.
How did you balance those two coaching styles?
Well, both of them I absolutely loved. I loved the way that Coach Gates coached, and I loved the way that Coach C coached. Coach Gates was more of a tougher one, you know. Coach C is tough as well, but it's a different type of tough, different what Coach Gates was.
Yeah, Coach Gates would get up in your face.
Right.
So,
he definitely would.
Talk about how a young man needs that in this day and age. Sometimes you kind of need that tough love. Talk about how his tough love pushed out to a historic 54-year drought ending by winning that district title. Talk about how he helped you.
Coach Gates was a lot of things for us. He was a mentor, father figure, coach. Sometimes, if he was in a good mood, like a funny big brother, you know.
Okay.
he was all that, like a granddad, uncle, all that.
All wrapped in one.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all had to be there for him this year.
Multiple times, yes.
He went through a tough phase, so that family bond, I was privy to seeing that, and I saw your leadership stand up in times where he needed a break. Talk about how you handle, I guess, family.
Well, I just made sure that we all had level head, was on, ready for practice, so he wouldn't have to really do too much, given what the circumstances that he had going on behind the scenes or whatever. Just trying to take a lot of the load off of him, give him a break, because he takes on a lot of things going out throughout that year. And
he said this to me next year. He was looking forward to next year. He said, Dye's going to lead this team next year. You ready for that, to lead this, the basketball team? How so?
Well, I got a few players on that team that's gonna give me a help, like take a lot of load off of me. But I feel like we'll be good. We'll be great. It's gonna be a little struggles.
Adjustment period.
Yeah. But once we get on, we're gonna be good.
Now I had to ask you this question. I hate to bring it up, but it's part of your year. Mm-hmm. Man, y'all on the road. Then y'all had 18 days off. Mm-hmm. Did that jinx y'all?
It really did.
Okay.
Having that much time off, you had people, to lose track of the goal,
And I think the other teams figured y'all out. Yeah, because they couldn't figure y'all out, but they had almost 3 weeks to study y'all. Yeah. And they were ready for y'all, and y'all made everybody mad too. Y'all kept beating.
Right.
Yeah, it's just what could have been with this Millington basketball team this past year. But you rebound and regroup for track. Right. So I know you got your season ended too early, but once you step foot on that track, what was your mindset this past year?
I started to get it. Started to go.
So how many state championships were you a part of? You did decathlon 4x4?
4x4, 4x2, the 400 long jump.
And how many gold medals you got out of all that?
3. It was 3, yeah.
That ain't shabby. That ain't shabby. Not too many people get 1. So 3 in 1 year. They put banners on the gym wall for state champions and everything. They're going to see your name a lot. But they might just put your name on there once with all the stuff you won underneath. Right. That might be cheaper. How does it feel that you are achieving such things like that?
Actually, it feels great because back to what I said earlier, not a lot of people get a chance or opportunity. And with given an opportunity like that, a lot of people don't really execute it.
That's true. There's a lot of people that let their potential fall short or go to waste. There's a parable in the Bible that talks about the talents. And the one who had the least buried it, and God just took it away from him. But the other one's using it and they doubled it. So you're trying to double yours. The decathlon champion. Like I said, that ain't nothing to just wag a finger at. Mm-hmm. Did you realize that you're the best athlete in the state of Tennessee? How does that feel?
It was an honor, actually. Not a lot of people get an opportunity like that. Yeah. So yeah, it was just a blessing. I was battling through an injury, but I knew at the end of the day that my team needed me to do it.
And I saw that aspect when y'all concluded y'all found a race at state, giving yourselves a chance. Y'all tied Greenville and that dang pole vault. Mm-hmm. People at Millington hate the pole vault. And the Greenville kid gets enough points to put them over the top. Mm-hmm. But you were the anchor leg. What does it mean that coach said, hey, when we need on that last lap, we're going to put it in Dye's hands? How does that feel?
It's a blessing that he trusts me to bring it home for not just to save the title or anything, to put all the pressure on me, because a lot of pressure does go back on me, being the leader, being the star player or whatever. But I don't try to look at it as pressure and then like that. I try to look at it as motivation, something bigger.
Wow, so you welcome the pressure. Well, a couple more questions for you, Mr. Dye. Kind of told you this. So, which one's your favorite sport out of basketball and track? Which one's your favorite?
It's basketball. I grew up loving basketball.
Okay, so those free throw line dunks and all that kind of stuff, that's fun.
Yeah, I love it. It's exciting. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's going to be the sport that gets you to that next level?
Track.
You said that quickly. Why are you so sure about it?
Because track is something that I can show. Like, I'm very athletic. In basketball, you have to be more than just athletic. But in track, it's really just athleticism. The best guy that comes up that day, you know. And so, in track, that's my bread and butter.
And you did allude to something earlier. You said you had to be coachable, and you got to pursue it. So you're willing to take the coaching, do hard work, and put it with your God-given talent. Man, that makes sense. Track does seem like it's going to be your D1 or your next level. But before you head off, and before we count those eggs, I think that's how the saying goes, you got a couple more gold rings to get for your junior year. And are we going to collect a couple more your senior year?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. So how you see your senior year going? Good Lord's willing.
I think it's going to be a breakout season, honestly.
You're going to top this past year.
Yeah.
So I should just go ahead and put 26 on that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Barring injury, good Lord's willing, you finna beat this past year.
It's gonna be a breakout season. Yeah.
We have never had any young man win this award back to back in our 20-year history. So we're ready to write history again.